In this video, we're still speaking with Ed Richardson in Medellin, Colombia. This is your ultimate guide to moving and visiting Medellin, Colombia. This is part 3. Follow along.
Around the city, outside the mall, of course. Okay, so, and you mentioned one thing before when you're there, be patient. Everything runs slowly. When you're in a restaurant, they don't bring you the check, okay? No. They will wait for you to ask for the check.
Ask for the check.
You may sit there for hours thinking, she ain't never coming back. But just expect that. You've heard of CP time? Well, there's a still CP time, and they move slow. Nothing is in a hurry. Even if you go to the mall and you go to the food court, there is no food just sitting there. You can go to a McDonald's at the food court. That Big Mac is not sitting back there. They're going to cook that Big Mac for you.
Cook it for you, right.
Yep.
Instant.
They give you a page or a number.
You want to order chicken, you got to wait 10 to 15 minutes.
Yes.
So, you know, like Kentucky Fried, because they cook it on demand.
Yep. And you would figure Kentucky Fried Chicken has chicken sitting back there, but no.
No.
The first time,
on demand.
When I went down there years ago for business first, I went to help a business called Frisbee's Chicken. Never heard of it before. I went there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I ordered, and I was like waiting. I didn't know, and I'm waiting. This is at a fast food restaurant. I'm like, man, it's like 20 minutes, and I have to walk up and go, perdón, pero it's 20 minutos. And you go, ¿cuánto más tiempo? I have to. What you go? They're working on it, and I go, man, that's what I learned. You know what? I still didn't learn that trip. I just thought they were slow making stuff to order. I didn't know until I came back and stayed that even at the mall, at the food court, at Subway, you're going to wait. They're not making it right in front of you. You wait, they call your number, or they give you a pager and call you once it's done. So be patient. If you're not patient and you have that arrogant, I want it now, American attitude. I'm spending my money. Come on, man. I'm spending my money. Don't have that I'm spending my money attitude. You need to perform a certain way. Okay.
Right.
You're in another country, and act as such. So conducting yourself. Okay, here's a big one right here, and I've done a video on this also. How to protect yourself.
Right.
Recommendations?
Yeah, what I would suggest that, I got something, let me show you. I suggest you go to Amazon and buy a money belt. And this money belt will fit under your shirt. And you keep your credit cards on it, your money in here. Amazon has this for about $15. It's worth it. Because if you're walking around, you're traveling or you're going on tour, they don't know what you have because it's under your shirt. And I keep this with me. So I keep a credit card, ID, copy of my passport, and some money right here. You're fine.
Yep. Can you hold it up sideways? See how thin it is? So it's not a fanny pack. Yeah, this way, the thin way? No, so we can see how thin it is.
Yeah.
Can you hold it up?
It's flat.
Yeah.
Hold it up this way?
No, so we can see how thin it is, just sideways. Keep it level.
You see it?
Yeah, there's a good way. It is really thin. It's only like this thin and whatever else you put in it. I have the same one. I bought mine from REI. Save my life. If you want to feel comfortable in another country, you have to have it. It's not a fanny pack. It's not outside your clothes. It's under your pants. It has 2 zippers on it, a couple of sections inside the zipper. So one side you can put the cards in it. And if you have a Metro card, you can put it over there. We didn't put that on the list too, the Civica card.
Yeah.
But you keep your cash in there. Now I keep my cash in there, the higher bills in there, number one. Lower bills, I may put some in my pocket. Just a few lower bills. So if I have to pop out with some coins or some change. And if you have that little secret pocket, in your pants, this little pocket inside the big pocket, there's a good area to put some things too. But don't, for the most part, I felt safe. Even without that, for me to keep money in my pocket. I don't feel like I felt like someone was watching me. It's something that I could.
You feel safe, but you know, one thing you need to be concerned about in Medellin and Colombia in general is that there are a lot of Venezuelans here. There are a lot of Colombians who are poor, and they come up to you and they'll stand 6 feet from you, 6 feet from you, and they ask you for money. But most of the time, they're selling gum or they're selling a product,
candies,
and they earn money. They're not begging you. They're asking you to buy something from them because they're just trying to earn some extra money. So what I do, I keep a lot of $2 million pesos with me, dollar bill pesos. So when they come up to me, you know, I'll give them a 2 mil or 4 mil or whatever. And because it's a lot of poor people here. And if you think we have a lot of homeless people in America, we have a lot of poor people here. I don't know if they're really homeless, but they're poor. And you see the prettiest girls on the streets selling candy, gum or whatever, but they're the Venezuelan girls who came here to have a better life. And they're not into any kind of bad things. They're just here trying to make help their families back home in Venezuela. So
you'll see a lot of that too.
You see a lot of people asking for money.
Ed mentioned he keeps a 2 mil bill. That 2 mil, which again is 2,000. It'll say 2000, 2,000, 2 mil. It's actually 55 cents US.
55 cents.
Yeah. So when you give that out, that's 55 cents. The Venezuelans, they hold like a bag, like of now and laters, little square gummy candies, and I don't even know what they're asking for. It's not 2 mil. It's way less than that.
Yeah, they're asking for coins. They just want a coin or something.
Just give them something just to help out, or lighters or whatever they're selling. Again, it's not like begging like in the U.S. here where they go, yo, shorty, got a quarter. You know, they're not begging for, you got $1, man, I'm trying to catch your bus. It's not like that. Right. They are flipping on the corner. They're washing your windshield. They are selling candy. They are selling products. Right. They don't beg like here. I mean, I didn't see any. Right. Let's put it that way.
And, you know, you got to remember that the average Colombian makes 30,000 pesos a day. And that's about $10 a day. They work 8 to 10 hours a day. They make 30,000 pesos. And the average Colombian makes about $250 to $350 a month. That's it. A doctor here might make $600 a month. A dentist here. So, you know, it's a different world.
Yeah.
You got a mixture of a first world and a third world altogether. The malls are the first world. Everything else is just normal. And then every block you have a corner store. You know, growing up, we had corner stores, but in America, we don't have that no more. But here, you know, every block there's a corner store. Somebody's selling potato chips or gum, or sodas, you know, vegetables. So it's just a different environment.
I love those corner stores too, because especially if you stay at any place for a certain period of time, they know who you are. So my market on the corner, the guy knew me. He's from Miami. He spoke a little English. He helped me out whenever I was looking for something.
Right. That's right.
They look out for you. And Ed mentioned that they make per day an average of 30 mil a day, which is 30,000. That's $8.28 a day. So yeah. So think. So there are certain areas too, since we're talking about safety, like my ex visited me while I was there, and I took her down to Parque Botero to watch the the big fat figurines. And she's like, oh, this is incredible. I love this. This is, she's in all the building and then all the structures. And the whole time I'm like this. That's when I felt that anywhere down in El Centro or Parque Botero, and you'll know the fat figurines. You'll know what I'm talking about if you look it up. And the whole time I'm looking, there's like thousands of people out here. And you just know while you put your guard down, oh, this is just so great. And they see you just enjoying yourself. Somebody's always watching. So
somebody's watching. You gotta be careful.
I couldn't enjoy it because the whole time she's, oh, this is just so great. I gotta look like, okay. I'm looking to see who's watching her enjoy herself. Now I got my money hidden.
Right.
And you're not gonna strong arm me. Now you got a gun, you can have what you want, but without that gun, you got a problem. But
Right.
for the most part, it's another thing as far as staying safe, safety and staying safe is if you can go in groups, go with more than one person. If you're going down El Centro, you go with the fellas, you're good. Just like anybody else in any country, I'm sure, just like in the animal kingdom, they're going to pick on the weak and the single by yourself. So you walk around El Centro. What do you think about El Centro? Would you send somebody down there by themselves on their first trip?
No, I would. El Centro is just a big metropolitan area with stores and people selling different goods and wares. And I would go with the group first. And then once you get used to it, if you want to go, you just go during the day.
Yeah.
And it's very nice during the day. You got the restaurants, you got the food, you have snacks. You can buy your soccer jerseys or clothes you want, and it's a nice place to go during the day. But I would be out of there by 6 o'clock at night before dark, because things change after dark.
Yeah, and you could turn one corner and things would change just like that.
Things change.
Even in the daytime. Yeah, because every block or every area specializes in something. Like this block and area will be for light fixtures and home supplies. Then there'll be a block for like office supplies. Yeah. Right. And then you turn the wrong corner and you're like, man, let me tell you something, Ed, I saw the ugliest prostitute I've ever seen in my life. And it's got to be a dude. Crusty, dirty, filthy. I just turned the corner. I was trying to get business cards made that said YouTube on it. And I forgot the name, Barrio de Litografia, like lithograph. And man, I turned the wrong corner. I said, oh man, don't want to be down here at night. Don't want to be down here at night. So go with somebody else who knows how to get to the train, how to get on the train. Yeah. Because the train takes you there.
Right, Colombians are down there, but Colombians can get robbed too. So it's good that you with someone. And if you're walking even during the day and a policeman stops you here or in El Centro or anywhere, don't panic, because they're just telling you, some of them speak English and they'll tell you, this is far you should go. I wouldn't walk across that block. So they're very friendly here and they're very nice to you. When they see you here, they look and then they want to talk to you. So very nice people, the police.
And this is another thing they'll tell you too. Don't have your cell phone out. Don't have your fancy phone out there. Oh, look at that, because somebody's going to snatch it. Don't hold it out the car window.
No.
You be in a taxi, don't get a shot of that, and you won't see that phone no more.
Yeah, because if you stop at a light and you got your phone up and the window down, they'll reach in and grab your phone. So
and keep on going.
Be careful. And keep your phone down near you in your lap if you're in the taxi.
Yeah, and if you're out, I have a clip on my side, but my shirt goes over it. Now I might pull it out from time to time, but I put it back in. It's a comfort level. It's however you feel comfortable. Right. But money sack like the one that Ed just showed you, the money pouch, get that. You'll feel more comfortable going anywhere, really. And this made me think of something else. The more importance should be put on learning Spanish, because if somebody is trying to jack you, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but in any world, in any country you go to, if somebody's going to take advantage of you and they pull up on you and then they start yelling at you in another language that you don't understand, and you just panic because you don't know what they're saying. What are they saying? Give me money. Give me your phone. Give me what? You don't have any idea what they're saying. So understand, learn some English. ¿Dónde está primero, first? Learn and have another video that goes over things like things you need to learn in the beginning. Cajero automática. ¿Dónde está cajero automática? Where's the ATM? Because I had to ask that word a few times. How to recharge your Civica card. Your Civica card is what you use to travel on the bus and on the train. Right. I still never took a bus.
Necessary, you go to the bathroom, baño, necesita un baño.
What you need, what you want, what you have, can you give, how much? ¿Cuánto?
How much?
Yeah.
¿Cuánto? Question.
Cuántos, how many?
Yeah.
You have to learn. Yeah, there's some key phrases. Anybody leave something down in the description. I will help you with a list of need to know phrases in Spanish. I should do a video on that alone, because if you're going to go down there, I'm telling you, they don't speak English. I would say, again, 95% of the people speak only Spanish. Probably out of that last 5%, they speak very little, but they're not even going to try. You know.
Right.
But, and, you know, my classroom, because hanging around with y'all guys at the spot, I didn't use Spanish. You know, my classroom was my Uber. So I talked to my Uber driver all the way where we're going. Sometimes it like clicked, like I was speaking, like I was born speaking Spanish. We just click. Sometimes it's like, I have no idea what this dude is saying.
Right. And the
Más
thing about
despacio.
it, even if you don't speak Spanish, and they're going to keep speaking Spanish to you anyway.
Yep.
And you don't know what they're saying. So what I've done is I've learned how to let them speak and listen, and I pick up words and I can get an idea of what they're saying. But I've been here over years, so I'm learning that way.
And sometimes if they give you 10 words, a 10-word sentence, if you can pick out 5 or 3 of those words, you get the gist of what, and if they're asking, with a body language of a question, they're asking you, you need to know that. But learn some Spanish before you go. Learn your numbers. Because there's nothing more important than money. You know, making sure because you can give somebody 100 instead of a 10 real easy. I don't know if I get it, but I've done it in other countries. So, but they gave it back. Guatemala gave it back. Said, "Oh no, señor, perdón, pero." Oh man, thank you. It was a difference between like $2 and $20. So you wouldn't make that mistake here. You don't want to make that mistake here. Okay, so we've gone over I keep emphasizing, because I have a special one here for learn some Spanish. Learn some Spanish. Learn the numbers. You need that before you go to any Spanish-speaking country, but specifically we're talking here, Paisa. Speak fast. So another phrase, más despacio, much slower, slower. Paisa, if you're born and you live in Medellin, you are called Paisa. ¿Tu paisa? ¿Usted paisa? Sí, yo sé. Then you know, okay, so they're from Medellin, not from Barranquilla, not from Jardín or wherever. They're from another city. That's where they're from. Paisa from Medellin. Okay. How about tour? Well, let's skip the transportation. I'll jump straight to tours and places to visit while you're there.
Places to visit here: the Botero, the malls, Escobar tour in Envigado, museums, shopping malls. You want to go outside of the city. You want to go to Parque RV. That's a cable car that's way up in the sky above the city. That's a nice park. I would make that a day trip. Guatapé, you can go by taxi. You can go by bus for about $5 one way and $5 back. And it's a good tour. And Guatapé is a small country town. And I had planned to go before curfew, but I have to wait until after curfew is over. So it's a lot of things to do here. Movies, cinemas, theaters, a lot of things to do.
Are there any movies in English?
Yeah, you go to some of the malls, the major malls. It's a mall that was built after you left, Arcadia Mall. They have bowling alleys, they have movie theaters, and at least 1 or 2 films are in English with Spanish subtitles.
Okay.
Or they're Spanish with English subtitles. Okay. So it's good.
There's one thing that you mentioned. Well, first you mentioned Guatapé. Guatapé is a nice little town. Yeah, like you said, it's a couple hours away maybe. I forgot. I took the bus, and we also hired a driver one day also. Jake helped us out getting a driver to go out there. Although she followed us around the whole time. Get you a driver that's gonna sit in the car or go off on their own. She like followed us around the whole time. But it was a nice drive. We had her for the whole day as long as we wanted to stay. So she stopped when we wanted to stop and kept going. But it's a nice little town. But it's actually about 2 miles past El Peñol. And El Peñol, if you've seen my other videos on that, which is a huge mountain that's got stairs going up the side. And I climbed it. And the first time I did it, I thought I was going to die. And once you go through, it's like I found out there's a turnaround point. But once I started going and the air's already in the mountains. And when you leave Medellin, you're going higher in the mountains. And then you're going to a mountain, a big rock mountain, and you're going to climb that. I think it's 800 and something stairs. I made it, but I thought I was going to die. Catherine came down to visit me. My ex came to visit me, and I took her, and I'm like, you sure you want to do this? And I did it. It was a little bit easier, but it's still rough. She stopped, sat down. Check that video.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you may think you young and healthy. Yeah, it was a rough one.
Yeah.
But that's a definite trip. When you go to Medellin, you got to go to El Peñol and Guatapé. Guatapé is spelled with a G.
Right.
Guatapé. But you also mentioned the Pablo Escobar tour, and that made me think. This is another no-no, like not wearing the slippers. Don't bring up and go around bringing up Escobar. Oh, don't talk about drugs and cocaine and things like that. I mean, you can take the tour, yeah, because that's what it's specific for that. But don't go around, you're at the club and you're talking to people and go, man, yo, I'm gonna go straight Pablo on these. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't bring up. I mean, there's no real. That's of their history, a bad part of their history. They look back 20 years ago when it was just terror. I mean, if you haven't seen the series Narcos, and I didn't see it until I got down there. So I didn't know what all the hubbub was until I got there. I watched it and I sat there and binged on it, and it was like, oh, this country went through some crazy, like murder and cops and stuff and people in the middle of the streets. They went through hell. Yeah. So try not to bring up that name Escobar. You can do the tour, but don't flaunt the name. Don't flaunt the cocaine. Don't flaunt those things down there. By the way, marijuana is everywhere. It's in most of the parks. If you go to the parks, you'll see people just chilling and smoking, and the cops don't hassle you. I'm not saying smoke it. I'm saying, and I'm not even saying it's legal. Or is it legal? Or they just turn a blind eye?
It's not legal, but you can have it, so much on you, but they don't really want you smoking in your park. You're smoking in your place. But I don't know the details, but it's not legal, but you can have it so much on you. Yeah. And but so if you go buy it and you bring it home, but they don't want you smoking in the street or in the parks.
But I will tell you, every park I went to, I smelled it. Every neighborhood park. I walked Catherine down from Poblado past Poblado Park. Poblado Park was still closed. It was under construction. I don't know if it's back open yet, but the next park down where we were swinging and stuff, I said, ooh, as soon as you walk in, you smell it. So it's everywhere. Right. So, I mean, and matter of fact, that's one of the larger exports right now. I think it's gaining on coffee. That area on the side of the mountains is good to grow it.
Right.
Okay, so tours, places of interest. Okay, you mentioned visiting the malls in Medellin. Which ones would you say are better? Which ones are, and why should they go to the mall? What's good about the malls?
Well, the malls are really upscale here, and so like we're losing our malls, but their malls are just growing bigger and bigger. They have many malls, and you have food courts, you have shopping, and you have movie theaters, you have amusement playgrounds in the malls, and that's where a lot of Colombians go. That's where they hang out, and they're beautiful malls, and it's just a nice place to go and do something different. So they have several here in Morales, several in Poblado, and they have about 20 malls here, and they're building the largest mall in Colombia in Bello, which should be finished in another year.
Okay, isn't Bello? I never went to Bello, but isn't that like the place you don't want to go?
Like, yeah, you don't want to go there. They're having some drug issues right now. Yeah. It's a nice area in some parts, but they having some issues with gangs and stuff. So
Yeah.
you don't really want to go there.
And the gangs will revolve around probably, I don't know for sure, but I'm going to guess around drugs. So, yeah. So you want to stay away. I know Santa Fe Mall in Poblado is a good one to go to. It's a great location.
Yeah.
Just getting around the side of that to get, we had a hotel at the top of the hill. Just walking that, it's a hill, but it's a mountain. You will stress out walking that one block. But did you ever go to the food court at that mall? See the view?
It's beautiful. I love it. That's my favorite food court. Yeah,
yes, the food court is beautiful, and they have an outside area with the overlooks. Like you can see all the way to Envigado from there.
Right, and then you got the views, and then you got another mall near there called El Tesoro. That's a beautiful mall in Poblado, and then you got another one in Envigado called Viva. I mean, these malls in South America, our malls in America do not touch these malls. Do not touch with this so much. So they're fabulous malls. And right now, most of them are closed during the curfew. So they'll start opening up slowly, but probably August, September, October, they open back up. But beautiful malls. You know, you can go in the mall and be there for 4 or 5 hours because a lot of things for young kids to do, for adults to do. It's a fabulous place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in Santa Fe is a good mall. Walking distance to the metro. Better leaving the mall heading down because then you're going downhill towards Aguacatala station. But then the other one, Vivo, is actually at the train station. I forgot the name of the train station, but it lets you off right there. You go across a little walkway and you're in the mall.
Yeah, right.
That's a big one too.
In fact, I got to go to the Santa Fe Mall today because I got a package that they just told me came in. I've been waiting on it from Amazon. I need some shoes because I was supposed to go home on March 30th and I didn't go, so I had to order some shoes from Amazon.
And why don't they drop it off at the mall?
What it is that here's the deal. When we want stuff from Amazon, we get a Miami address. And the Miami, they send all of our stuff to a Miami address. And then from Miami, it sends it here to a post office. And the post office is across from Santa Fe Mall. And we go pick it up.
Is it at the place with the big apple out front?
Yeah.
Okay, what's that mall called? Or that shopping center called? Is that Tesoro?
I think it's called Olivito Mall.
Yeah.
It's Olivito.
Yeah. That's where that McDonald's is. Yeah.
Yeah, right. We go in there and that's a nice mall, beautiful mall. Because when I go today, I'm going to pick up my stuff and then go have a snack while I'm waiting. After I pick it up.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when we came back one time, we stopped off and dropped James off and his buddy. James is our friend, and I don't know if I've mentioned it on our prior video, but he's since passed away. And again, he was like the conduit and the glue between all the fellas. If you've ever come through Medellin and you went through Sweet Georgia Cafe, you knew who James was. He was the one that put your number in the WhatsApp group number. He's the one that introduced you and helped you find your way across town. He's the person that directed you who to speak to about to get transportation to go to Guatapé, where to buy the best burger, where to buy. I mean, he was the conduit for everything in that place and everybody who's come through as an expat. And no matter what race you were, he's the person that started game night there. He was our first poker dealer when I got the chips from Catherine and took it down. He's the person to put everything together, anything that had to do with an event to help Rob out. Rob's the owner of Sweet Georgia Cafe. He was the person to put all this together, and he's since passed away. I guess it's been about a month and a half now, or 2 months. So it was sad to hear the news. When I saw that on the list, on the app, and then I texted you separately, what's up? Because I knew, I was at his apartment the last day before I left too, and I didn't know. He had dialysis, but I didn't know he had other issues.
Yeah.
So,
Please comment and share if you liked the video.
We have a YouTube channel. Like it.
Please subscribe and kick the bell.